Welcome to my living room. That space right as you open the front door that you glance at and you don't really sit down and relax in. It's not that functional. You kind of look at it and then keep walking. Well, not anymore. I invited Stephanie and her team from Gatehouse #1 to come on over to my house to do a partnership and a refresh of this room. Stephanie, how many people say to you, I just don't use it, it's not functional?
All the time. I mean, no one knows what to do with this room, right? It's always just here, it looks pretty, but what can we do to make it more comfortable and inviting?
And it's not that room you can close the door and not notice. I mean, this is the first part of my house that you see. And so it's time to make a change. Can we get started?
Let's do it. And let's make an impression, something that reflects you.
A splash. I'm ready. Miles and I are so excited to get this process started, and Stephanie, you might have to design around my golden doodle because he's a fixture here in the living room.
We do that. We work with pets, kids,
okay, good.
Other people that live here.
Good. So what happens when the Gatehouse design team comes to someone's home and sits down?
So initially, we like to obviously look at the space and see what we're working with, what the room is like, how you want to use the room, get to know what your style is, and just go from there.
So you say a couple questions that you have people start to think about. And the first one is the form. What do you mean by that? What's the form of the room?
The form of the room. So not only where it's located in your house, but also what style do you want it to be? How does it reflect you?
So you asked me that right when you came in. And I said, I don't know, but what I do know is the form of this room has not been working. Mm-hmm. I know what hasn't worked. I know it doesn't feel comfortable. No one wants to gather here. Like this couch isn't comfortable.
Right, it's not comfortable, and it feels very kind of like you're in a waiting room or something.
I agree.
Like it'd be a place to sit and wait, like if someone's getting ready or something like that. But it's very, it's not very personal or personable.
There's no warmth. There's no warmth to this room. Okay, and the second thing you say is the function, which I feel like people are like, it's for visitors. I mean, no one wants to visit if you have to sit on this couch.
Right.
And do a lot of people say the same thing?
Exactly. And also, how many people come over and just come straight in here and sit here and
they don't
look at each other. So you want it to be something comfortable, have a more relaxed feel, where when you have friends over, something like that, you actually want to come in here and use the space.
So I love to entertain. I was telling you, I love to have my girlfriends over, and I can promise you not one of them has said they've sat in here while we've entertained. They gravitate to somewhere that feels more you, and using the word feel. You also ask people that word. How do you want it to feel?
How do you want it to feel? It could be, dark and moody, bright and light, comfortable. I think that's the key that we are coming to here in this room, is we want to warm it up and make it more comfortable.
I like that. I mean, that makes sense to me. Then also you say, what are the pieces that you'd like to keep? And you asked me that right when you walked in.
Exactly.
What needs to stay in this room?
Right, because that's always important. People have things that mean something to them, that, it's something from their family or memories, something like that.
All right, so Stephanie, I have a piano that my dad passed away 21 years ago. And before he died, he said he wanted music in my home. So the piano is special to me. And there's also a piece of art that he and my mom painted together that is very special to me. Other than that, let's start. Let's have a blank slate.
Great, I love it. And I love having a few things that we have as a starting point. So that's very important as well.
Okay, how do you feel looking around? Do you feel like we have a good starting point, that we know what we're doing here?
I do, I actually really do. And I think I've gotten to know you, especially by doing the set. I've gotten to know some of the things that you like and don't like. You usually respond to certain things that we bring in. I know you love warm textures, velvets, things like that.
I do.
And color, I know you like color. So I think we've got some good ideas for you.
So you can do this in your home with Gatehouse, but they can also do this in the store.
Right, we come out to homes, we do a lot of consultations that way. We can also do a lot with pictures, videos, floor plans, things like that right at our store. So we work things differently depending on the project and what people are looking for.
Well, I'm so excited to do this process and this refresh of my living room, and you can all follow along in the process with me. Next week, I'm headed to the store to take a look around, because that's the next step.
Exactly.
In all of this.
Yep, you're going to come down and we're going to do some shopping, look around, and we're going to have you sit in pieces, look at fabrics, things like that, to kind of get even more sense that we're in the right direction and going to create this room that reflects you, your personality, and how you want to live.
So follow along with the process with me, and maybe you start your own process. But this custom design experience anyone can do at Gatehouse. Go to our website for all the information and their contact. They're located in Orem. You have to go check out the store. It's absolutely gorgeous. abc4.com/GTU. Thank you so much for coming to my house. Miles got off the couch because it's not comfy. Maybe you and I get off the couch now because it's not comfy.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. Well, our thanks to Gatehouse for that sponsored segment, and part 2 coming up next Wednesday. Who knows? Miles might make another appearance. We'll see.